Welcome to 10-Minute Astrology, a weekly video series designed to introduce you to the principles of astrology and its components in a fun and easy-to-understand way. I'm Amy Herring. I'm a professional astrologer in Seattle. You can find me on the web at heavenlytruth.com. If you'd like to schedule a reading or find out about personal one-on-one tutoring sessions, you can do so at my website. During this series, we will be discussing natal astrology only, which is a branch of astrology that focuses on the life of an individual. The principles in this series will be introduced from the perspective of evolutionary astrology, which is a tradition that focuses on your spiritual growth and development, past life karmic issues, and present life purpose, as well as the personal tools you've come here to develop to help you live a fulfilling life. Each episode is only 10 minutes long, and a new episode will be available periodically at my website, so please enjoy this episode. Welcome to 10-Minute Astrology. This is episode 7. Since episode 4, we've been focusing on each planet one by one. In this episode, we'll focus solely on the astrological meaning of Venus, including examples in signs and houses to illustrate its meaning. Planets and signs have symbols that represent them, called a glyph. This is the glyph for Venus. The glyphs are useful to know to help you identify the location of each planet, in this case Venus, quickly in a chart. As a review, recall the glyphs we've learned so far. Here's the glyph for the Sun. Here's the glyph for the Moon. And here's Mercury's glyph. Venus is most known as the relationship planet, important for consideration when you want to know what kind of mate to choose, for example. Venus is how we relate, the ways that help us feel like we are connected to another person. It represents the desire for a connection we have or want to have with another, and the characteristics we need to have in the relationship and in the person to have that feeling of connectedness. This covers a wide range of behaviors, such as what attracts us to another person, the ways we go about making ourselves attractive to others, like our own personal style of dress, although the ascendant has veto rights here. Also the things that make us not just love another person, but really like them, and feel drawn toward them, initially but also continually through the relationship. The concept of attraction, or feeling drawn to someone, also applies to the realm of beauty, Venus's other domain. As far as Venus is concerned, relationships can be redefined to be not just between two people, but also between you and anything, in its impact on you and connection with it, such as art and how it can move you. Of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder of the Venus, that is. Your Venus placement by sign house and planetary aspects plays a part in what kinds of things you find beautiful and attractive, be it clothing, art, music, and so on. A third concept of Venus is value, or worth. It's almost an extension of the love and beauty concepts, for what we love and what we find beautiful, we naturally consider to be of great worth, valuable, and important to us. Venus, as in mythology, is our own internal goddess of love and beauty. Some astrological thinking says that Venus in a woman's chart reveals her femininity and how she attracts a man, whereas Venus in a man's chart represents the kinds of qualities he looks for in a woman. However, while it is true that biological and chemical influences are often in alignment with traditional gender roles, it's breaking down now to include a more open-ended view of the realities of modern relationships and sexuality, and modern astrological language is catching up. The fact is, we all have Venus in our chart, regardless of what gender or style of sexual expression we identify with, and to merely disown or project any planet onto one gender or the other dishonors the wholeness capable in each individual, reducing us all to stereotypes. The principle of femininity has long been assigned to women, and therefore Venus has been seen as a feminine planet. Even Venus's glyph is the female symbol, and in mythology, Venus is the only one of the planetary gods and goddesses who is female. And as said earlier, it's even been projected out from a man's chart onto the woman he's seeing, rather than part of his own personality. But a more apt term for what the word femininity is meant to express, astrologically speaking, would be the term receptivity. To permit a feeling of relatedness and connection with another person as Venus desires, we have to be open to receiving from that person. Through connectedness with another, we are softened, charmed, and disarmed. As always, some examples will illustrate the Venus principle through a variety of lenses. Someone with Venus in Aquarius is going to be charmed by and drawn to people that have well-thought-out opinions, a high level of mental activity, are objective and intelligent, the scientific, analytical type thinkers. They will appreciate people who have a non-status quo look about them, who stand out and aren't afraid of standing out. They may be repelled by people who are focused on too much people-pleasing or fitting in, especially at the cost of their own individuality, or people who they perceive as being just too average. Healthy relationships for them encompass the principle of freedom. While everyone wants to be accepted for who they are, Venus in Aquarius values individuality highly and the freedom to be true to who they are, so relationships that allow for that will be most precious. They will also need a lot of freedom within the bonds of commitment in relationship, often redefining what the rules of any relationship actually are. They don't respond well to partners or friends that need a lot of attention or constant validation, as it can feel limiting or suffocating to Venus in Aquarius. Because of this, they may often feel uncomfortable with displays of sentimentality, or the inevitable emotional drama that comes with romance from time to time, and to a more feeling sign may seem cold, and the classic Aquarian word, detached. In contrast, someone with Venus in Cancer is going to be charmed by and drawn to people who are kind and tender, who clearly have a sensitive heart. While Cancer is obviously also intelligent, it leads with its heart, and so is less impressed with show-offs or cold intellectual types. They are more drawn to the strong but tender type of people. Abrasiveness or aggressiveness, even if it's someone just trying to tease or be playful, is a rapid turn-off for Venus in Cancer. Healthy relationships for Venus in Cancer will be built on a sense of emotional security. They don't typically want to play the field, nor do they enjoy the distance that Venus in Aquarius likes, for example, which makes Aquarius feel free, but makes Cancer feel rejected and ignored, causing them to withdraw and feel like they can't trust the other person. They also enjoy taking care of and being taken care of by their partners. Now let's take Venus in Cancer and put it in a couple of houses to reveal the distinction of how this Venus style will show itself in everyday life. If Venus is in Cancer in the third house, the house of communication, they will establish a sense of connection with others through feeling understood, and having what they think and have to say honored, and being given the room to say it. They will also need to hear what their partner thinks and feels frequently, and may not do as well with silent types. Venus in Cancer in the fourth house shifts the focus to more of a sense of sharing a home or moving forward together as one clan, feeling like a loyal and close-knit unit. Even if neither of them are big talkers, this togetherness under one roof can provide the closeness that Venus in the third house gained through communication. While Venus and Cancer people may enjoy bringing loved ones into their home and sharing a sense of family with them, Venus and Cancer in the fourth house doubles this desire, highlighting the joy that can come from spending time at home with their loved ones and cherished memories of holiday parties and family gatherings. That does it for this episode of 10 Minute Astrology. Stay tuned for episode 8, where we'll discuss the planet Mars. Till then, keep looking up.